Hey, I'm gonna compare a couple different products that are out there to keep your Onewheel Pint protected. Because the first one is from Onewheel, and that's their rail guards. That's what we got here on the green board. And the second one is from the guys at the Float Life, and that's their Sidekicks. That's what we got here on the slate board. And also, at the end of the video, we're gonna have a little giveaway, so stick around for that. So first off, the packaging. Now, the Onewheel rail guards come in one continuous piece, and they come rolled up. And it's a somewhat thick plastic, but it is bendable. I would say it's probably better if you would lay them flat overnight. We didn't do that. It probably made the install a little bit harder. My wife actually ended up installing them on this green pint here while I was at work, so sorry I don't have any footage of that. But she said it went on pretty easily. She was pretty surprised, honestly, how well it went on, and I think it looks pretty good. You can see there, they're clear, so you can see through them to see the color of the board, and overall don't have a whole lot of bubbling or anything. It's a pretty thick plastic, but it is bendable. They only come in clear though, so you can't get any different colors or anything like that. And then one difference is they do protect the underside of the board. So they wrap around to the bottom here, which is definitely different than the Sidekicks, and we'll come back to that here in a minute. All right, so now for the Float Life Sidekicks. You can see right off the bat, they're definitely different from a packaging standpoint because they come in two pieces. You can see here, one piece there and another piece here. I assume they did that because they wanted to be able to mail them flat and not have to roll them, which probably keeps shipping costs down and also somewhat protects them. They're also made from a harder plastic than the ones from Onewheel. They do seem similar thickness though, but they're definitely harder. So I don't know, time will tell if that's actually better or not. And they don't wrap around to the bottom. So you can see they only cover the sides. That was important for us because on this board, I wanted to try out this solo float plate from the Float Life guys. And since that guy's flat, you can't have those extra protection on the bottom because it wouldn't fit flush like you see here. A big reason why I wanted to put this solo float plate on the bottom was because I missed having the handle from my Onewheel Plus. I never would have thought that I'd miss that handle, but I definitely did. Now I will say, because these things were two pieces, it did make it a little bit more challenging to line things up. Let me turn it around here and I'll show you some other pictures while we're doing the install. You can see it doesn't line up perfectly, so I kind of equate it to building a bridge and starting from the two ends and then trying to make it connect in the middle. Like, you've got these holes here that you want to line up perfectly with for the power button and for the charging port. You can see there's not a whole lot of excess material there, so you really want to line that up perfect. And you can see right here, you've got like a tongue and groove that you want to lay flat. So these guys really want to connect right, and you can see what we did on this one is we started from one end, laid this one in, and then we started from this one and then tried to meet in the middle, and that didn't work that well. On the other side though, what we did was we started from the middle, made sure that was flush, and then laid it out. So we did a middle out install.
Oh, from the middle out, that does make sense.
Like two shake weights.
Now this side, that works totally fine because you can go over on the ends, it doesn't really matter. But if we'd done that here, we might have missed the power port. So that would have made me a little bit nervous. So I will say the install on this one was a little bit more tricky than just these single piece rail guards from Onewheel. But they overall look pretty good. Now I will say, these ones are the clear ones. They have a bunch of different colors, but you can definitely see the adhesive coming through here. Now I don't know if that's something that we just didn't push them in good enough when we were installing them, or maybe over time that will kind of go away. But the next time I might not get clear, I might get a colored one because of that. So that's just something to keep in mind. I'd be curious if anybody else has installed these guys, if they see that same issue with the adhesive. Maybe it's something that we did wrong on the install. So the last thing we ended up installing was this solo plate on the bottom here. So there's just 6 bolts you got to remove. The Float Life guys give you some longer ones that help to account for the thickness of the solo plate. And it also had some little adhesive stuff on there. Now I will say the adhesive stuff that came on the solo plate was a little bit tough to get the protective little sheathing off. And I don't know if that's just because we left it in our RV, but that was a little bit tricky. But once we got that off, we just kind of gently laid the plate on the board, and then made sure we got all the screws lined up and got it bolted in there, and then we pushed it down nice and firm, tightened up everything, and then we were good to go. And now we've got this nice handle again. This is really thin. Like, you can see my fingers here, how thin this guy is. There's not a lot of thickness to that. So it's definitely not like a carry it long distances kind of thing, but for just kind of picking it up, moving it around like that, it's totally fine. And it's really nice to have that extra option, not just have to rely on the handle. So I definitely like that feature. So great work, guys. That's really cool. I still can't believe I'm actually missing that because I really hated that handle. I always wanted to have something on the side on my Onewheel Plus, but it is kind of nice having both. So it's nice to have it back. It's one of those things, you know, whenever something gets taken away, you always miss it, right? All right, so now this new Onewheel is all protected. We got the sides all covered, the bottom covered up. I mean, she's good to go. So I'll report back and see how these guys hold up over time. You can see how this guy's held up over time. I mean, it's held up pretty good. I mean, this has gone through some pretty bad rocks, off-roading stuff, and it's actually held up there surprisingly well. So we'll see what the test of time is on this guy later on. All right, so now it's time for the giveaway. The Float Life guys were nice enough to send us an extra set of these Sidekicks, so we're gonna give them to you guys. We also have an extra set of the Onewheel rail guards too. So all you gotta do is subscribe to the channel, like the video, and then shoot us a comment down below for which one you want, the Sidekicks or the rail guards, and then you'll be entered in, and I'll shoot a note to whoever wins one of each, and we'll get your details and all that good stuff. So definitely comment down below, subscribe, like, do all those things, and then hopefully one of you guys will win. Well, one of you will definitely win, but hopefully you will win. I said, you know what I mean. All right, guys, well, this is a quick one. That's all I got for today. So hope this was helpful for you if you're trying to decide between either of these. Oh, there also is another guy that makes these really cool patterned rail guards too. I think it was 9 round or something.
Swanson? Maybe it's on the briefcase. Look on the... Oh, yeah! It's right here. Samsonite. I was way off.
I'll put the link for that in the description too if you want some more colored patterns and stuff. I was thinking about getting those as well because they look pretty cool. So now I'm gonna go try to break in this new little Onewheel, and I think the next thing that I'm gonna be doing with this guy is trying to take it on a plane. So if any of you guys have flown with the Pint, I'd love to hear your experience. So I'm gonna try to do that in the next week or two. So hope you guys have a good one, and I will talk with y'all later. See ya.